So I decided to experiment and start making some ASMR videos because I've been watching them for a really long time, and I really find a lot of peace in watching these videos. I feel like they help me fall asleep as well. So hopefully some of you will find some peace from this, be able to fall asleep, or just relax after a long, stressful day. I thought today would be fun to do an ASMR whispered book haul. I have quite a few different books to talk about and share in this haul. Some of these I received from publishers, and some of these I bought myself at a Barnes & Noble sale after Christmas. They were doing a big sale. I know there was the 25% off happening, but I also have a Barnes & Noble near me that is closing down soon. So I decided to get some books because they had some there for 50% off. So I'll go through all these books with you, read you a little bit from the synopsis, and tell you some of my thoughts on these, and let you know which ones I'm most excited for. And of course, we'll have some fun book tapping along the way. I'll organize this book haul by genre. So you should be able to find the timestamps in the description if you're looking for a particular genre of book. I will have it down there below so you can look through the chapters and find the ones that you are most interested in. But without further ado, let's get started and dive into some of these books. I can't wait to share all these with you. So first, I thought it would be fun to dive into some fantasy books with you. These are not all just young adult or adult fantasy. We have some mix of genres here. I believe some of them might be historical fantasy, and we might have some other genre blending books in here, but these all have some type of like fantastical elements to them. So I can't wait to dive into each of these with you. So the first book I want to share with you is called The Cyprian by Mercedes Lackey. This says it's an Elemental Masters novel. So let's do some tracing on this book. And if you can see there, we have some historical looking people on the cover of this one. So I love the look of this. I am so excited to learn more about this book, but this really intrigued me based off of its cover. We have some swans. And then we have this woman in this beautiful teal sort of colored dress. And I love all the green font for the title. So we have The Cyprian. I'm so excited to read you a little bit about what this book is about. So let's open it up and see. The Cyprian is an Elemental Masters novel. It says Elena Whitstone and her 7 brothers have been abandoned by her mother, and they find themselves with a new stepmother. At first, she seems more neglectful than evil, until just after Christmas, she proves herself to be worse than evil. She is an actual magician. A master of water who attempts to murder Elena's 7 brothers when they are skating. When they survive that attempt by transforming into swans, she drives them away. But the shock of having all of his heirs perish in a frozen pond is far too much for Elena's father. He dies, and his widow is abruptly confronted with the inconvenient truth that the estate is entailed, and not only must she leave, but she is also lawfully in charge of Elena. She's furious and possessing only what was gifted her to her during her marriage. The stepmother retreats to Bath to take up residence in the luxurious townhouse that was bought for her and resume her former profession as a Cyprian. So it says that a Cyprian is a very exclusive courtesan, with Elena reluctantly posing as a page boy and her servant. Nothing will last forever, of course, and 3 years later Elena is rapidly maturing, far too much to continue the ruse. And the stepmother is facing the ravages of time. She concocts a plan to establish an exclusive brothel and regain her wealth by selling Elena to the highest bidder. Alone, Elena must not only find a way to save herself, but also to reverse the spell that has transformed her brothers. The Cyprian. So it seems like this is some sort of fairy tale retelling. I'm trying to think which one it is, but it doesn't really come to mind. I know there's like a swan fairy tale, and it's like retelling the story there. This sounds like a lot of fun. We have some historical aspects with the time period that it seems to be set in, and then we have some fantastical aspects with all of the main characters' brothers being transformed into swans. I'm pretty interested in this book. I really tend to enjoy fairy tale retellings, so I think this could be a really fun one. I can't wait to read this and share some of my thoughts on the book. But I am so excited to pick it up. It is one of the ones that I'm most anticipating from this entire haul. I think this will be so exciting to dive into, and I'm so curious to learn what Elena will do in this story to try to save herself and her brothers. It'll be interesting to see how everything plays out in this one. And she has an evil stepmother, which is always so very interesting to explore. Next up, we have a book called Confounding Oaths by Alexis Hall. I have actually read an Alexis Hall book before. It's called A Lady for a Duke. And I really enjoyed that one. This one is called Confounding Oaths. So let's do some tracing of the title. Of C-O-A-T-H. Alexis Hall. So I actually learned that this is technically a sequel. After I bought this, I thought it was a standalone, but I believe it might be connected with the first book in the series. So hopefully that means I can read it without having read the prequel story. I love the look of this one. I love Alexis Hall's writing. If you didn't know, Alexis Hall does write a lot of queer romances. Some of them are set in the past, so they are historical, and some of them are contemporary. They have also written ones that have a fantasy aspect, and as you can kind of see on this cover right here, this is an MLM romance. It's MLM. It's men love men. So it is a gay romance. I'm so excited to dive into this one. The cover with all the holographic tones really grip me. And this is one that I purchased for myself at Barnes and Noble. I can't wait to read you a little bit of the synopsis. I love the sound of book tapping so much. This one, it says it's set in the year 1815, and Mr. John Caesar is determined to help his sister Mary successfully navigate the marriage mart. A high-stakes endeavor at the best of times. This task is made slightly more difficult by his family's non-traditional background. The pernicious whims of the dawn, and the ever-present complication of living in a world full of scheming fairies and capricious gods. So just from that, you can tell it's a historical fantasy novel. And then it says, despite all that, John knows that his parents wish to see his sister comfortably settled. He also knows that the sooner he sees Mary's future secured, the sooner he can get his own wish, which is to return to his aristocratic life of leisure. And as for Mary, sweet, sensitive Mary, she just wishes for gentlemen to pay her as much attention as they do to her younger sister. When Mary's all-too literal wish puts her squarely in the sights of a malicious fairy godmother, John sets out to save her. This choice throws him in the path of Captain Orestes James. He is the handsome, up-from-the-ranks hero of Wellington's armies and his ragtag band of misfits. Together, John and the captain will venture into a vicious world of fey bargains and sacrificial magic as they draw ever closer to rescuing Mary and to each other, while John is no stranger to casual dalliances with the soldiers. Until now, he's never really expected one to last, or wanted one to. He and the captain come from different worlds, and even if Orestes feels the same, John knows there's no point in wishing for something more between them. After all, John has learned firsthand that getting what you wish for can be dangerous. This sounds so interesting. I'm excited for this book to pick it up. And basically the little tagline at the top says, a nobleman must work with a dashing soldier to save his sister from a mystical bargain gone wrong in this swoon-worthy romance. this sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like there is going to be some magical wishes happening, some hijinks going on, and this possibly slow burn romance between our two heroes in this. And there's a lot of chaos going on in the story, so I'm excited. I really want to know how Mary's life is going to play out in this, but also see the romance developing between James and Orestes. And you can see that he's a soldier on the cover there. He has like a little hat that's a soldier hat and the uniform. And then we have our hero who's dressed in like regular clothing for the time, but very formally. You can tell that he is an aristocrat for sure. This is confounding oaths. I'm so excited for this. Okay, so the next book that I want to share with you is a graphic novel. This was sent to me by Wattpad or Webtoons, and they're actually owned by the same company now. So it's a Webtoons unscrolled graphic novel. The graphic novel I am talking about is Raven Saga Volume 1 by Chihiro Hao. I'm so excited to read this and to post about this soon. It says the quest to save happily ever after. Wen lives with her grandmother in a land of fairy tales. She has never seen the world outside her home and the magical barrier that protects them. One day, a mysterious prince collapses just beyond the barrier, and Wen crosses over it to help him. In the confusion, a strange boy and his flock of ravens descend and abduct Wen's grandmother. Wen decides to travel with her newfound friend, Prince Corliss, and his trusty companion Theo the Swallow. I think that's a bird. On a quest to save her grandmother. Along the way, she discovers that the outside world isn't as magical as she once thought, and danger lurks around every corner. But with the help of her friends, she's determined to unravel the mystery of the boy with the ravens, and more importantly, the mystery of her own past. This one sounds like a lot of fun. I love that she's wearing all blue and that the cover is very blue here. This sounds so interesting. I feel like there's a lot of these stories that start out like a fairy tale and she lives with her grandmother and all of that. It's giving me a little bit of like Little Red Riding Hood energy. So I'm excited for this. This sounds like fun. And I think this should be a pretty quick read. Let's see if I can do a little flip through for you. I'll have to hold this down so that I can actually do the flip through and put my mic near it. But I hope you enjoy some of the flipping sounds. I just love the sound of flipping through a book. We have the title here, which says Raven Saga. So let's do some tracing as well. I'm excited for this one. Hopefully I will be able to get to this one in the first quarter of 2026. The next book was actually very kindly sent to me by Entangled Publishing, and it came in a beautiful box. So let me show you. This is Dragon Cursed by Elise Kova, and it came in this stunning box, which I absolutely love. We'll do a full unboxing, so you can see everything that it came with. And it says, "Show no mercy, no mercy, no mercy." I love that we seem to have a dragon on the cover. Look at how stunning that is. Just look at how stunning that is. And we can do some tracing on the box. So it says Dragon Cursed. Show no mercy. I'm always a little bit nervous with very hyped fantasy books or very hyped books in general, but I'm excited for this one. I can't wait to give it a try. I've been wanting to read more dragon theme books, and I thought it would be the perfect time to pick one up. I've also heard really great things about Elise Kova. I believe she was originally an indie author. Alright, now let's open up this box. So the first thing on this box is an author letter that says Dragon Cursed, Show No Mercy. This is so stunning. And I think I'm gonna do some fanning with this because it'll make some fun noises with that. So I hope you enjoy. It's so beautiful. I'll read the author's note off camera. But just know that I'm super excited. And let me show you the box on the inside briefly before I dive into the other fun goodie. The box says that it's a pulse-pounding romance, vivid world-building, and badass dragon hunters, which make for a bloodthirsty and brutally fun read. That's a blurb from Bridget Kemmer, who's the author of Forging Silvers into Stars. I have actually heard of Bridget Kemmer before. I've never read one of her fantasy novels, but I'm looking forward to it. I would like to try out some of her things. Inside the box, we also have a little quote card. So each of these boxes usually comes with a quote card or a trope card. This one says, "I am not the girl I was when I entered. I'm something more, something so much worse. After all, it takes monsters to kill monsters, and that is what they have made me. Let's do some more fanning with this. I think it could make some fun. advanced reader copy because I was very kindly sent a copy of this from Entangled Publishing. I'm so excited to dive into this, and every time I receive one of their boxes, I'm so excited. I'm just so unbelievably lucky and thankful to have received some of their books. I look forward to their PR packages so much. But let me read you a little bit of the synopsis of this. First, the tagline says, "The moment you see a dragon is usually your last. Since the dragons emerged, along with the scourge that ravaged our lands and people, there's only one human city that remains, Vingard. But the hellfire from above is nothing compared to the threat from within, for there is no worse fate than being dragon cursed. Slowly and excruciatingly, you'll be transformed into a mindless beast, who destroys everything and everyone you love. Any one of us could be lying. Any one of us could be caught and killed by the authorities. And I'm terrified that I might be next. There's only one other person who might suspect my secret. He's like my shadow, following me wherever I go. Part protector, part tormentor, fully annoying. Sometimes I think I am just one of the million unfathomable secrets he keeps hidden, because Lucan definitely knows something, and if I'm dragon cursed, death may be the only mercy I get. This is Dragon Curse by Elise Kova. I'm so excited for this one. I can't wait to dive into this. And I believe this is the last fantasy book that I have to share with you. Next. Let's move on to a few literary fiction or contemporary fiction, and a classic. I really didn't know where to group this classic, so I decided to put it with my literary fiction. Even though it's more of a thriller. But I don't have any thrillers to really share with you today, so I thought it would just make sense to group these together. So the first book I want to talk about is one that I've been super anticipating. This is a backlisted title, and if you don't know what that means, it's basically just a book that is not a new release. It's been out for a while. This is Bear Town by Frederick Bachman. I'm really interested in this one, although I think it will destroy me. His books have a way of doing that. Let's do some tracing of the title first. B E A R T O W Bear Town. This is perfect for the winter time. So I'm hoping to read this before the official end of winter. Even though I live in a warm climate place, so we don't really get a proper winter. I've read a few of Frederick Bachman's books, and I've really enjoyed the ones that I've read from him. They are just so well written, but they have hurt me, each and every one of them. So I'm a little nervous ice rink. Ice rink. And yes, this one features some hockey, but it's not really about the hockey, I don't believe. From what I've heard of everyone that's read this. And in that ice rink, Kevin, Amat, Benji, and the rest of the town's junior ice hockey team are about to compete in the national semifinals, and they actually have a shot at winning. All the hopes and dreams of this town now rest on the shoulders of a handful of teenage boys. Under the heavy burden, this semifinal match becomes the catalyst for a violent act, which will leave a young girl traumatized and a town in turmoil. This is a story about a town and a game, but it's more about loyalty, commitment, and the responsibilities of friendship, the people we disappoint even though we love them, and the decisions we make every day, that come to define us. This is a story of a small forest town, but he has found the entire world in it. Like I said, it talks about some very deep topics. I believe there is some trigger warnings for sexual assault in this, so that's important to note in case you were interested in checking it out. But I have really liked other Frederick Bachman books. One of them featured a grandfather who had Alzheimer's. So they all feature some deeper, heavy topics, and I feel like that's important to know if you're interested in trying out any of his writing. They will probably make you cry. His books tend to be really intense, but I love them. They hurt me, but in the best way. They also help me learn things about myself and reveal things. Let's do a little bit of page flipping for this one. And let's do a little bit more book tapping. I think I also want to trace over the author name since he's one of my favorite authors. Frederick Bachman. So that is Bear Down. I can't wait to read this and share my thoughts on it. I'll probably write a really long review of this on Goodreads as well once I pick it up and read it, because these books really move me very deeply. Now the next literary fiction / classic that I want to share is The Song of Achilles. Now you may be saying that this isn't really literary fiction or a classic, that it's actually a mythology book. And I would actually argue that it's a modern classic. I have this really fancy Barnes & Noble edition of it. Okay, so the next literary fiction slash classic slash contemporary novel I have to share is Murder on the Orient Express and Other Hercule Poirot mysteries. See, you could catch me saying it there. I used to always say Hercule, like Hercules, and it's actually Hercule Poirot by Agatha Christie. I actually have seen a couple of adaptations. So I've seen Murder on the Orient Express, the movie for that, and Death on the Nile. But I've been wanting to see some more Agatha Christie adaptations, and read her books, at least some of them. I did add, and then there were none to my 2026 list. So hopefully I'll get to that one this year. But look at how stunning this cover is. It's so beautiful, and I love that we have the bronze foiling here instead of gold. This edition is stunning. Let's do some tracing of the title here. MURDERONTHEORIENTEXPRESS and other and other Hercule Poirot mysteries by Agatha Christie. I really love the sound of my nails against the spine of this book. Now let me show you the actual spine. I'm not as obsessed or in love with this one as I am with the one for A Song of Achilles, but I do like it. I do think it's pretty, just not as pretty as the one for A Song of Achilles. I think that one had some more fun elements. This one just has a few dots and a swirl border. And let me show you the back now. This says that it has Murder on the Orient Express, the murder of John Ackroyd, and Curtin Poirot's last case. I love the little train scenery from Murder on the Orient Express. This is so beautiful. Let's do some more tracing of the titles. Murder on the Orient Express. The murder of Roger Ackroyd. And CURTAIN : Curtin Poirot's last case. Now let me show you the end pages on this because they're a little bit different. So in this one we have the top hat, mustache, bow tie, and a knife. I feel like all these elements are great mysterious elements that fit Poirot. Like, look at that. I think this is so fitting for Agatha Christie, and especially for Poirot novels. books and things, but I'm excited to read some of her books and hopefully enjoy them. But this is Murder on the Orient Express and Other Hercule Poirot Mysteries. Alright, finally let's move on to my last three books for this haul. I do have more books to haul, but I don't want this video to be too long. So let's keep this brief. We'll do one more section of books. These are just historical fiction, and then I do have, I guess, one classic in it. I feel like I didn't do a good job of categorizing these separately, but that's okay. We'll just talk about these last three books, and I'll share the other books I got in another haul video. First up is this copy of A Wrinkle in Time, the graphic novel by Madeline L'Engle. It's been adapted and illustrated by Hope Larson. Now, I've actually never read the original A Wrinkle in Time, but I do have a copy of it, and I'd like to read the graphic novel and see how they both compare. This is going to be so much fun. I'm excited for this. I was so excited to receive this from the publisher Squarefish, and it seems like it'll have some fun bonus things in it too. A Wrinkle in Time, the graphic novel. Let's do some page flipping for this as well. And I'll read you a little bit of the synopsis as well from the back. This says, late one night, three otherworldly creatures appear and sweep Meg Murray, her brother Charles Wallace, and their friend Calvin O'Keefe away on an extraordinary mission to save Mr. Murray, who has gone missing while doing top secret work. They travel via Tesseract, a wrinkle that transports one across space and time, and discover a dark force that threatens the very safety of the universe. Never before illustrated, A Wrinkle in Time is now available in a spellbinding graphic novel adaptation. It takes the classic story to a whole new level with the vivid imagination of the interpreter, as many of the characters that readers have loved for over 50 years. I'm super excited for this adaptation and for the original. I can't wait to read both of these and compare them and see how this holds up to the original. This is so exciting. I love that it's a time travel book. I love time travel stories. And I think this was one of the first early popular time travel books of the 20th century. So I think that's so exciting. I love the Outlander series, which has time travel in it. And I can't wait to read this. I think it'll be a fun middle grade story to dive into, and hopefully the graphic novel will make for a quick read. Speaking of time travel books, the next book I want to share is 7 Stones to Stand or Fall by Diana Gabaldon. this collection of Outlander fiction and short stories. I can't wait to read more from some of my favorite characters in this. Let's do some tracing. Seven stones to stand or fall. By Diana Gabaldon. Diana Gabaldon. Now let's do some page flipping. And let's do some tapping too. Okay, let me read you a little bit of the synopsis now. It says, 7 stones to stand or fall. It's 7 spellbinding pieces. And it has the custom of the army, which begins with Lord John Grey being shocked by an electric eel and ends at the Battle of Quebec. This also has A Leaf on the Wind of All Hallows, and it has a story of Roger Mackenzie's parents during World War II. I'm most excited for that one, I think, possibly of the collection, because not a lot is known about Roger's parents or his origin story. Then we have Virgins. This is Jamie Fraser, who is 19 at the time, and Ian Murray in the story, who's 20. They become mercenaries in France, no matter the fact that neither of them has yet bedded a lass or killed a man, but they're trying. And then we have Besieged. This is the one where Lord John learns that his mother is in Havana. So she's in Cuba. And the British Navy is then on its way to lay siege to the city. Oh no, that spells some trouble there. It says it's filling in mesmerizing chapters in the lives of characters readers have followed over the course of thousands of pages. So we follow Lord John Grey, Jamie Fraser, and the Comte de Saint-Germain. This collection displays Gabaldon's genius in all variety. And it says, from the Arizona Republic, Diana Gabaldon is a born storyteller. Gabaldon is in fine form, weaving together characters' lives, connecting plot points, and showing tantalizing glimpses of the larger Outlander world, of which this reader cannot get enough. And I concur with that. I agree. That's me too. I can never have enough of this world. I would like to read the Lord John Grey books. At some point. But since I just finished the main series in 2025, I think I'll wait a bit before picking it up. But this is 7 Stones to Stand or Fall by Diana Gabaldon. And then finally, for this haul video, we have one more book. This is The Architect of New York by Javier Moro. And this looks like it's set in the past in New York, maybe at the early start of the 20th century. I'll read you a little bit of the synopsis in just a minute, but let's do some tracing first. THE show you the back too, just so you can get a look at it. This has some blurbs from Antonio Banderas, Maria Humel, and Maria Dueñas. This was very kindly sent to me by Counterpoint Press. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the publisher for sending this to me. I'm so excited to read it. Read it. It says that it's a transportive work of historical fiction, chronicling the life, loves, and iconic successes of Rafael Gustavino, the influential but largely forgotten Spanish architect of the New York's Gilded Era. That sounds like so much fun. And I love that he was like the architect behind the Gilded Era and the buildings in that. That sounds like a lot of interesting history there that I don't really know a lot about. It says, iconoclast, genius, womanizer, architect Rafael Gustavino's signature, vaulted tile ceilings revolutionized Gilded Age New York City. The Oyster Bar in Grand Central Station, the Prospect Park Boathouse, and the iconic Old City Hall. Subway station number among his masterpieces. But while his work continues to imbue the city with the glamour of a bygone era, the man himself has largely been forgotten. It's told through the eyes of Gustavino's son, and business partner, Rafael Jr. Javier Moro's magnetic story brings to life the remarkable rags to riches journey of this influential immigrant family. Gustavino was a stubborn man, enamored of his own sense of destiny, but he was also a deeply compassionate father, as committed to his family as he was to his work, and equally defined by his successes in the latter realm as by his failures in the former. Set against historical events such as the Chicago World Fair and the sinking of the Titanic, the architect of New York is moving and entertaining. It's a father-son story filled with finely developed and deeply researched real-life characters, among them Stanford White and Daniel Burnham, two of the most significant proponents of the Beaux Arts movement. It captures the romance and drama of the era while offering a timeless glimpse into the human heart. This sounds so intriguing. It's nothing like what I expected it to be, but I love that we're getting to learn about this little-known historical figure in here, and we're learning a little bit about how he influenced the Gilded Era and a lot of architecture in New York. I'm excited to dive into this. This is The Architect of New York by Javier Moro. Alright, so those are all the books that I'm going to show you in this ASMR book haul. The whispered version of this. Whispered version. I have some more books to haul for you soon, so I will likely make another book haul video. Very, very soon. Very soon. Since I did not go over all of them here. I hope you have enjoyed some of the book tapping triggers and the book tracing. And thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end. But I appreciate all of the support. I'm trying out something a little bit different, so please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I'm trying something a little bit different, so please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I appreciate you for watching, and wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope that you're doing well, and I'll see you, hopefully,